I'm a doctor, not a whatever it was.
Simon is not a whatever it was. Welcome to Garblag Games, folks. My name
Yeah.
is Millie, and we're here to play some Star Trek. Woo!
Yay!
Look at Ben just checking over his shoulder then. Checking over your shoulder then, Ben. He's
And we
just
went
like,
live and I wasn't paying attention.
That's
Like,
okay.
what?
We
What?
went
They
live.
were just checking the security tactical
Yeah.
readout.
Yeah,
We
technically
went live and I
tactical
was just
readout.
chitty-chatting.
Yeah. Welcome, folks. Welcome to a scatterbrain session of Star Trek adventures. We're about to play part 2 of the Assessor's Gambit. In a minute, we'll do the wonderful Majel Barrett's previously on Star Trek Endurance session. But first, let's say hello to some folks because it's been a week or so. So, how are you, Ben? Checking over your shoulder at the tactical screen.
Checking over my shoulder at tactical screen. I am well. Thank you for your inquiry.
Good. Well, thank you for your inquiry. Yeah. And how is Eloise Resch?
Ella Mirash is fine. She's doing really well. She had a great time on her mission that she's never allowed to talk about. But came up with a really good cover example by going, hey, look, I did a first contact.
I did a thing. I found these weird people. Yeah. And then Grelek, you were on that mission as well. So how is Grelek and how are you, Adun?
Everything is satisfactory, thank you.
Good.
And how's Grelek?
I'm having a fabulous time.
Fabulous. Excellent. As we were finding out, what isn't Pendek science officer and what?
Pendek's a doctor, not a pilot.
Okay, he's a doctor, not a pilot.
And the only one who's not a pilot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But no, we can't talk about it. That's a
No.
sealed mission, so nobody's gonna know.
Confidential.
Yeah.
Confidential.
And in real life, I'm holding my hands behind my chair so I don't tap on the table and make extreme amounts of noise and it's like, will you just shut up?
Stop it! Stop tapping. I have to do that. Sometimes I think folks can hear me clicking my mouse when I use OBS. I just need to clarify there. And hey, Pete, how you doing? And how is Tosh?
Hello. Tosh is fine. The actor who plays Tosh has been away for a few weeks doing a straight-to-TV movie. So you may not have seen Tosh in a little while.
Yeah.
But Tosh is ready for some more action.
So I think in the last session of the Assessor's Gambit, the first session of this, Tosh was just like in the background, like played by a stunt double maybe. Just wearing like the yellow shirt.
We only ever saw the back of his head.
Yeah.
They just used clips from other shows and slotted them in to make it look like he was in the episode.
There was a lot of looking at the warp core.
And then when we did other stuff, we moved around in the spaceship.
So many prosthetics on Tosh's face. Nobody would know.
Nobody would know. And the same is going to happen for Thenon this week, right? Because obviously Lewis can't join us.
Lots of paperwork.
They're not here. So there's just going to be like strategically placed tall folk in red shirts with white hair and a headband on in like slightly fuzzy distance. So that's what we're going to have for them. But can anybody remember like before the very last thing? Because I think we all know what we're about to start. Can anybody remember what happened before Simon shot a Romulan?
He hasn't shot the Romulan yet. He's about to shoot a Romulan in the back of the head.
And there's nothing the rest of us can do about it because we're all having our brains invaded by space robots.
So we have travelled to a place for reasons.
We did.
I clearly cannot find my
Candidate 3 system, I believe it's called.
Yes, there has been a Romulan incursion across the neutral zone, focusing on the Candidate 3 system. There was a science conference. I remember that much.
There was a glorious science conference.
Glorious science.
Because there was Vulcan Sass in the science conference. And
there was merely the examination of other people's priorities.
Vulcan Sass that we perhaps look at in a different way after Grelek's secret mission. Like, there was a science conference and we were getting some telemetry from a probe that was deep within the Shakelton Expanse. And partway through the science conference, the probe picked up a Romulan ship. And then, strangely, there was a big green flash and we lost connection with the probe.
Don't know what happened there.
We suspected foul play.
We suspected foul play. And then there was a bit of a conference in a briefing room where we championed the Felicity Aston as the fastest capable ship to get there. We talked...
Which was true.
Which is true, technically true.
Also, the least likely to start a war.
Or a hug, as we had the Galaxy class as well, didn't we? The option was sending our Picard analog or our warship, or the Felicity Aston. And Thenon did some fabulous commanding diplomacy on behalf of Captain Whitmore.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, who we forget because nobody wanted to be the captain. So he's just dithering around on the station. And then we sped out towards the Candidate 3 system. Top speed, as fast as the Ashton could take us, which probably put Tosh in a bit of a like, how's my ship doing? We doing all right? But she survived.
All perfectly, as planned.
It's planned.
Yes. Grellick very much enjoyed informing Tosh that we were going to be going at maximum warp with no notice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Tosh didn't go on the science conference. He stayed to twiddle with his warp core. And then
one of your engineers has soup, by the way.
Yes, that was it. Yeah, I think that was something along the lines of "Get soup out of engineering. We're about to go to warp 9.975 or something."
Straighten that soup.
That happened. So we best speed, max speed to Candidate 3. We got there in orbit. We beamed down to the surface. We had a little bit of a walk along the way, and as we got close to where we were heading, we saw a bunch of Romulans talking to a very long, strange-looking alien, deep in debate. And the alien, so it's a bipedal alien, nearly 3 meters tall, with light green skin, wide lidless eyes, a pug nose, and arms disproportionately longer than would seem to fit their frame. The alien's fingers are quintuple jointed and move in a flowing hypnotic pattern. And as we kind of got closer, in our heads we heard, "Welcome, I'm Assessor Tredick. I did not expect additional visitors. You may be more congenial than these people."
Grellick had a chat with the assessor.
Yes, and they advised you to head towards a hexagonal building that looks familiar to something we've seen before. And that's when Pendek was like, "No, I pointed at the Romulans and I'm going to maximum."
I think what you'll find is that in the description you said that the Romulan was arguing.
Yes. There's
So
a
the Romulan
heated debate with the Romulans, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So phase it to stun, shoot
Okay.
her in the back of the head.
Sure.
And I'm using my value.
Mm.
The Starfleet way.
I'm going to cross out my value, ask questions first, then shoot, because I'm doing exactly the opposite.
Right. Ask questions, then shoot. No, because you're shooting and then questioning. Okay.
Possibly.
Yeah, so I'm crossing it out because I'm challenging it, aren't I?
You are challenging it. So you automatically get a success, and I believe you automatically cause a complication.
Yeah.
Can I have issued Pendek with a non-functioning phaser?
I think
Stun.
you've only got one momentum at this point in the game. So
Yeah, I think I issued him with a fully functioning phaser as
Yeah.
well.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Security staff to be blamed here.
yeah, security staff arming our crewmen appropriately.
Very true.
Unfortunately,
right.
means
Why did you give
Form
why
attack.
did you give Pendek a gun? I'll say as I see them lifting it up to shoot the Romulan.
I think you're all kind of still having a conversation in your head, aren't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm chuffing. Grellick is chuffing off to the hexagonal building boat at this point.
Complication is that stays the same. That stays the same. I don't have any, unless I want to try and do it athletically. I don't have any of those.
Right, Millie, as discussed, rather than changing around the ship or any faffage like that, I found the easiest thing to do was to change one of my own talents.
sure.
So I've dropped bold security
Yeah.
because we've never used it, and
Sure.
it seems like a silly idea to give you extra threat. And I've swapped it for collaboration security,
Okay.
which is more Starfleety.
Very much so.
So I have shot her in the back of the head with
Can
my
I
phaser on stun.
can I just ask why you've used daring and con instead
sorry, I
of
didn't
daring and
realise.
security?
Well, it's less dice.
I know, but that's not
But
the
that's what you need to roll for shooting someone.
like.
Oh, sorry.
You might get more successes.
Really?
Like,
Than
yeah.
3 on 3 dice? Okay.
Well, technically it's
Oh,
4 because you used your determination, your value, didn't you?
Value. Yeah.
So-
Okay,
Oh, there we
you
go. Still 3 successes. Excellent.
Daring and con as if you want to ram them with the ship, surely.
Yes, I
Oh,
think so.
I just had forgotten to change those other ones.
Okay, so let's find my Romulan and see how they stand up to your attack. No, it's not an alien vessel. It is.
It's a stun, yeah?
Oh yeah, I'm
Not
not
kill.
trying to, no, I'm a doctor. That would be against the rules.
I'm a doctor.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Quotation marks. So what weapon were you using then?
I was using my phaser type 1.
One. And you
I hope
believe
it has a stun setting.
it is an opposed roll.
Get shot in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think it is. I think she needs to make a stress. Oh, hang on, let me just find. I was about to go into a different system and be like, oh, you got extra successes. Do you want to spend them on points of damage? Which is not the way this system works, unfortunately. Oh, it's I'm doing that thing again where I
What thing again?
where I remember and then
That thing.
forget and then remember. There we go. An attack.
I wonder what they'll do.
Yeah.
So is shooting someone before you ask questions a court-martialable offence?
They are already
Starting
in
a-
violation of the.
Oh, okay. No, it's a ranged attack. So for a ranged
Zone
attack,
treaty.
the attacker attempts a control and security with the difficulty 2. It's not opposed. This difficulty increases by 1 if there is an enemy within reach of Pendek. So it's fine. There's no other enemies unless we suddenly consider the rest of Starfleet hostile to our doctor, our chief nurse.
I think they're all distracted, aren't they? By being brained.
By being brained by the strange thing.
Yeah.
Contacting an ancient intelligence.
I was the only one not affected. Or maybe I was the one affected. Maybe you got a different message to me. Maybe the alien told me in my head, this Romulan is annoying me. Make them stop talking.
It didn't.
All right,
though, did it?
so your
It just
phaser.
shot them.
Your phaser. Tell me about your phaser. What is the details of it? Is it
Phaser type 1, damage 8.
damage?
That's what it says.
And does it have any things like? It won't have vicious, but it might have. What am I looking for here?
It says damage 4 plus security, charge, range. Yeah, it doesn't,
Charge,
doesn't
range.
have,
It's not
doesn't have
like.
vicious, no piercing.
Pretty basic
Hidden
weapon. Though. It's a
on,
little
yeah.
tiny.
Oh, it's the
phaser,
little
isn't it?
diddy one.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna roll 8 challenge dice.
Okay.
Um,
Challenge.
yeah.
Number of dice in pool. 8. Roll dice.
successes and 4 effects. Okay, so we don't have anything really to spend the effects on. And let me just check if my Romulan has some protection against that. I don't think she has any resistance.
He's unconscious.
Dropped like a sack of spuds. So I think as far as Romulans go, it's pen deck 4, Romulans 0.
Okay, so what did we
That's the
do?
Score. We did 6 successes. Oh, we shot it. So we shot her with a stun.
All right. So okay.
And a complication.
This is what happens. So Pendek points the phaser across this dusty terrain towards the flowy alien, past to the debating Romulan, the frowny-faced Romulan who is engaging in discourse with to be Assessor Tredic, and goes pew at them. She staggers, looks around. The Assessor dives off in one direction, and then all the Romulans pull their weaponry.
So when you say all, how many Romulans were there?
4.
30.
4, and then the rest of the
There's the ones in the tank as well. Don't
yeah,
forget them.
I didn't mention that one. No, there's 4 in total, including the lady we've just shot.
So 3.
3. No, she's still standing.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Wow.
she's not fallen over.
6
I mean,
successes.
in fairness, he only used a phase of 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't big.
she's
Do we get momentum from my successes?
you get 1 momentum. Yes. Good call.
Your actual attack roll, those 6 successes are the damage you did.
Yeah,
With
I
the
got
attack.
3. I got 3. I got 3 successes.
Difficulty
You did get a lot of successes to
Difficulty
start
2.
with. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got 1
on
extra
the,
one.
That's cool. 2
Still-
momentum.
All
There
right.
we
Looking
go.
it to the hexagonal building. Cause it's going to leave Pendek to it.
She's gonna leave him to it.
He
Excellent.
has proved himself
Are
capable.
there any sort of intervening terrain, buildings, other structures, terrain? Was it? Sorry, I wasn't here.
Yeah. No.
for the
Sorry.
last
but
session,
yeah.
so
Good
It's
call.
okay.
So the place looks quite run down. Let's
Mhm.
see if I've got the nice description of our city. Crumbled buildings and damaged spires are all visible in many directions, as are piles of rubble and assorted ancient detritus. One common element visible in all the walls, spires, and ground slabs are grooves cut into the stones in either straight lines or precise angles. Glyphs of an unknown language are carved within the walls and the spires, similar to those that we found on Seku. A light wind kicks up whirls of dust here and there, and the entire area is blanketed in the strange silence of a long abandoned city. There are no animal sounds or noises of machinery, aside from the gentle chirping of your tricorders and the Romulans screaming and shouting, not, very far away.
Why are they screaming?
It's just their boss has just been shot. So yeah, there is quite a good
There's rubble and stuff lying
there's a
around, so we
good
could
bunch
like
of-
get into a like it, Aldoon. We could jump in behind something.
all
I
right.
think we should make our way with all haste towards the hexagonal building as advised by the Assessor, the ancient and inscrutable intelligence. Pendek can handle themselves.
So we are in kind of combat that I love
I love the way your eyebrows are bouncing off your face.
That's Vulcan jogging for you.
oh, that's beautiful. So we are in like a combat and an initiative action order, which means if you want someone from your side to go, you have to spend momentum to keep it, or you let them go. Other folks like Resh, it might be worth, Ben, it might be worth checking Resh's talents, because they might have something that keeps
I
initiative.
have quick to action.
Oh, there
There
you
we
go.
go.
During the first round of any combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal cost to retain the initiative.
There we go.
Fabulous.
Look at that.
There we go.
So
Okay, so one of us is going to go next.
Sorry, I just realised I didn't have a phaser 3 on my character, and I took one on the away mission.
Yeah, you
So
took
I was sticking it on.
you took the rifle. So
Oh yeah.
The big one, the big guns. So who acts? So Pendek shoots, which would be their major action. Minor action, I guess you can maneuver a little bit if you fancy Pendek, or do a sort of task that wouldn't require any kind of roll, is the general way it's sort of described. So do a combat roll into another pile of rubble.
pose
That sounds-
heroically.
Mhm.
I think a combat roll into another pile of rubble sounds good.
So are you going, just for clarity, are you going like the opposite way to the door that Grelek wants, or the
Looks
same
for
way?
me.
Yeah, I'll go the opposite way
You're
because
gonna
that way at least
spread out.
when Grelek goes that way, he's got a bit of rubble to hide behind.
Sure, so I'm going to spread out left and right. Cool. So who do we want to act next? Who are we going to give the initiative to? Because it doesn't have to be Resh.
It's fine.
I think it's probably Resh, though, isn't it?
Yeah, Tosh is a bit slow. His daring's low and his fitness is low, so he's probably, well, I say low, they're 8, but he's probably kind of standing there gawping at what Pendek's just done.
Right, I guess I better had go then.
Sure.
Now, that's a tricky one, but the way it's worded on quick to action, it kind of implies that all of us could just go, yeah, I'm taking an action.
I wonder if there's more detail in the book.
I think it just means your side in the conflict, doesn't it? Rather than just you. So
I
it
think
could
so.
be someone in your team that takes it because you're
Yeah, I
like
suppose
shouting,
that does
"Get
make
over
more
there!"
sense.
Yeah.
Gives you
Because
two
otherwise, why
actions
wouldn't
before
you
they
use
do.
it?
Yeah, during the first round of any combat, you and your allies may ignore the normal cost to retain the initiative.
Yeah.
We do get an extra
Then-
momentum, so we do have momentum, don't we?
Don't want to spend it just to.
No, not for Jonathan.
Then if
Leg
we
it.
double check retaining the initiative, falling. Oh, there's falling damage here. I can never find that
Hey.
when we play 5e.
Right, thanks.
We don't need
That's
fall.
1d6
the
per
bits
10
Grim
feet.
Perilous plays.
Yeah.
Them eyebrows, though, they said.
Yes. Oh, yes. That. Yeah, well, the eyebrows have it. Oh, we got bits for the eyebrows. I think there's a re-roll for the
You
eyebrows
did
as
indeed
well.
get a reroll for your eyebrows.
Oh man, I did have the pig nose on.
So normally it would cost
Yes.
you 2 an immediate spend of 2 momentum to keep the initiative. Can you may only be used once before the enemy has taken at least 1 action. So after
Right, okay.
after Resh,
Then
they
the bad
get a
guys
go,
go.
but then you can do
But I can use momentum to create an asset, can't I?
yeah,
Or a trait.
you can create a trait for the scene. Yeah.
Okay, because I think I want to do that. I don't want to shoot them directly.
Okay.
I want to, because there's a lot of stuff in the scenery
Mm-hmm.
and it's all quite unstable. So I want to shoot something to make a trait for unstable ground between us and them.
Okay.
Ah.
So
So I'm going to shoot over a like decrepit column or something.
I'm knocking at a sheet, which won't help, but it's definitely some kind of security. What are you doing? Like an insight security roll?
I don't know. I think control and security because
Control and security.
it's targeted fire.
Yeah.
Reason.
All right, so it'd be difficulty 2, and that would cost you 2 momentum to create that trait for the scene.
Okay, here we go.
Good luck, Rash. You've used up all your rolls earlier.
Aha, my focus does count though.
Ooh. Do you
Ooh,
have a
one success.
reroll talent you can use?
I do not know.
Resh meets dice.
Yeah. You did some good rolls before we started playing as well. Your test rolls were great.
Those were just the ones to hide the embarrassing failure from
Oh,
last
to
time.
shove it up. Okay.
Yeah.
So instead of like you shoot you aim your type 3, is that what you got, the rifle? Do you aim the rifle and you are kicking up like dust and debris into the air, but the Romulans have probably been through worse and it doesn't seem to deter them. All right, let's see. one of the Romulans is going to go. Where is she gone? Run away. She's not run away. So this Romulan, she will not fall in her duty to the Empire. She is going to try and shoot you, Resh. What has she got? Should I use an escalation cost of my threat to give her a bigger weapon?
Yes.
Yes, I should.
Definitely.
All
We
right.
probably know, but too late now.
Yeah.
Romulan disruptor rifle.
Yes, absolutely that. Have you been reading the book?
No.
All right. So she as the dust settles, Resh, you see her swinging around this disruptor rifle. And so she is going to make her attack, which was, what would she have here?
On the upside, once she's done this, all bets are off.
Yoink.
NPC. All right, it's going to say Torin Corbin, but he's not shooting at you. It's all right.
I never trusted you.
I never trusted you, you Bajoran traitor. No, he's not. Here's 2. Nope, that's not it. Perform task. So this is difficulty 2. Does she have focuses that would apply? Yes, she does. There's 2 dice in the pool. Application range is normal. Oh, she gets 3 successes. All right.
Feel that, aren't I?
Yeah. So she is gonna.
Right in the promotion.
So what's she gonna roll here? She's gonna roll 6 dice for this. All right. Oof, 3 successes and 2 effects. So she can use her vicious.
Oh dear. That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah. Right
For
in the
you.
brain slug.
But it's okay because we've got a medic nearby.
Yeah.
We might be able to do some medicing.
It's
Yeah,
not the
I think he's busy.
melt away effect. You know, the disruptor.
X additional damage for each effect roll. So vicious 1 means we are going to do 5 damage to your stress, Resh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Feel that.
And that is,
I've already got 5 marked on my stress track.
I think
that's
that might have
clear
been on
from
our
before.
secret mission. Yes.
Okay, so I've taken that 5 again, so I won't unmark it.
Don't knock yourself down to 10. Because remember, we had like a good rest before we got here, didn't we? And that was definitely what Resh was doing. All right, so that was them. Pendek's gone, Resh is gone. So we either have Tosh or Grelek. Who fancies?
Alec is just legging it for the building.
All right, so Grelek is gonna run and just run. Is that what we want to do now, or do we want Tosh to go first and let Grelek run last?
You go for it. Run.
Okay, so
we
Get clear
we
so you don't get shot by another Romulan.
We can use the momentum after the runs, can't we? So you can go after that. Is that how it works?
So this would be the first round of combat, which means quick to action would still work for Resh. So you'd still get to keep
Right.
your momentum and let Tosh run immediately. However, that does mean the other 3 you'll get a go one after the other.
Yeah.
So if it's
So-
just you and Resh stood there, you guys are going to be the only ones they sort of target while Grelek and Tosh
Cool.
hide.
Grelek,
Or-
you go run.
That what we're doing? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Would Grelek like to make a fitness and security test?
But
In-
not, no.
Difficulty 2. And what we say is if you pass it, you'll literally get into the doorway. If not, you'll need to do another run.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
I believe in you.
I don't. Fitness is much higher than I thought it was, actually. So,
Vulcan in peak physical condition. You've been to Starfleet Academy at least
It
once.
is part of the protocol to maintain peak efficiency.
There
That
we
would be
go.
2 successes.
All right, so this
Nice.
vegan diet, vegan superpower Vulcan just takes off in the opposite way to Pendek, while the Romulans are all like looking with their, because the rest of them only have the pew
If you
pews.
will all recall, I was in Starfleet Gymnastics Squad. Flip, 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 flip.
Combat roll, flip. And do we want to let one of them go, or do we want to let Tosh go immediately after Grelek?
Let one of them go.
Okay.
That's fine.
Um,
See what they're up to.
well, they're gonna do the pew pews. They're not as good as their boss. I'll say that.
That's probably good.
Because you're out of threat.
I am out of threat, yeah. I am out of threat, and also, she's a notable NPC, and they're minor NPCs, as we all
Does
know.
escalation work then? Because my phaser 3's got escalation.
So you can spend your momentum to be like, oh, it's a phaser 3 plus, that kind of stuff. So I can spend my escalation to take my notable NPC, because otherwise she'd have a little pew pew. An escalator to have the big pew pews. And you can do the same with your momentum. If you didn't have any momentum, however, I'm sure YouTube or someone will tell me if I've misinterpreted that rule so many times in all my other games. But that's how I'm going. So these minor NPCs, let's see, control.
Bring it on.
And the way Tosh said that then, I think that means they're just like stood there.
Well, I'm still shocked what's going on, to be honest.
Okay.
And trying to, like, there's this weird alien talking in our heads. There's a building it's directed us towards. It's fighting.
Gosh,
it's arguing
ancient
with
technology, hurry!
Yeah. Let's
I'm
lick
like-
this one, yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to lick it first.
Romulans.
They have a no focus for this. Then they need to get a difficulty 2 on this roll to hit you, Tosh. Oh, they do. Good job, Romulan.
Headbutt that disruptor blast.
Maybe I shouldn't have said bring it on.
Starfleet, we can take this crap.
I'm a Tellarite. I'm a bit more. Whoa.
Oops.
I was going to say I'm a bit
What
tougher
were you
than you
saying?
guys, but I'm
What were you
not.
saying?
And this little pistol has vicious 1 as
Oh,
well.
no.
So that is 7
Oh,
stress to
what?
yourself.
I'm imagining, like, one of those painted on burn marks they have.
Someone has come
I've
down
got-
and airbrushed your
Yeah,
uniform.
like with some black and then some white spray on it, and maybe a little hole and some. Yeah, I'm a bit burnt.
Mm.
All right,
Duh.
they aim, they take the easy shot at the kind of stunned Tellarite as everybody moves, and Resh is there looking kick-ass with a big gun. And then it's yours. It's all you, Tosh.
Okay, I'm going to fire back and move into cover next to Pendek. Oh no, sorry, the other side of Pendek. But I'm going to be Grelek's side,
Uh-huh.
but in the combat.
Sure.
So if Grelek needs me, I can get in there.
Mhm.
But I feel that leaving the 2 of them alone to fight 4 Romulans is probably not fair. So then I'll
I
take
might
out.
not be able to carry the warp core, Mr. Gosh,
Frodo.
I can
I
carry
can carry you.
Yeah. Oh man, I watched that again the other day. Always brings a tear to my eye.
I'm saving it for the 19th of December, the 20th anniversary.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh, I'm not going to get to Mordor before that. Oh, darn it. Come and join the Discord. We're walking to Mordor.
Very,
yeah.
very slowly.
Slowly.
We're in the style of Vic and Bob. You work the murder.
So firing was control
And
and
security.
security.
And you have to pick one of your targets. So there's the minor NPC.
Arsehole just shot me. He's going down.
All right.
I'm going to set my little Type 1 phaser to bruise badly
Okay.
and fire back.
Which
Minor
setting is
annoyance.
that
That's
exactly?
maximum setting for a Type 1 phaser.
It is, yeah.
And I will be
Pink
saying,
irritation.
Pendek, give us some notice next time before you start an intergalactic war with the Romulans.
I think that's what we're
And
not
I'll
allowed to
run
do.
it. I'll run into cover.
The very thing we weren't meant to do.
All right, difficulty 2.
Good job they didn't send the warship.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't have any combat related. This doesn't count
Talents?
as infiltration,
Oh,
does it?
I'm not collaborating with you. Never mind.
We're always collaborating, aren't we?
Well,
Right, here
I
we
have
go.
the collaboration talent. So if I were collaborating with you, you could use my security.
Whoops.
Never mind. It's all
Whoops.
fine.
I
You'll be
should have
fine.
used a momentum to get another die. I keep
Oh,
forgetting
dear.
about that.
Oh yeah, I need to be back in Star Trek mode.
So
don't we?
my gun doesn't work.
I will
You still
just
succeeded.
no, because it's difficulty 2.
Oh, it's difficulty 2.
That's what I
Oh,
missed.
dear.
So I'm right.
Yeah.
Problem is, I'm running and shouting and shooting all at the same time.
So I will
So-
just bank the threat for that complication. I might use that
Okay.
in a little bit rather
Sure.
than do it with anything else. So
Can I get into the rubble though?
Yes, yeah, you still
my
move with your minor action.
With my
you still
minor action, I just
still
want to
make
like
your way.
get behind something and look at Pendek and like
point to your burnt uniform. Oh no. All right. So my other 2 minor NPCs get to go in succession. I think one of them is going to try and shoot Tosh as he runs, as he's moving along. Like narratively, that's kind of how it'd look. And then the other one is like, that one looks like they have a big gun. Let's better get them before they get our boss, or at least curry favor with our boss by pretending to attack them. So it's the same as that. So this one is versus Utosh, difficulty 2. They get that. Perform challenge with. So that's 5 more stress.
I'm down.
So as you get next to the doctor, your medic.
I vaporize.
No, it's just down.
Well, I went the other way from Pendek, didn't I? So
Oh,
I
did
went
you
into
go the
some
other
other
way?
rubble. So I
Ah,
just
you followed
collapsed
Grenada.
into
Yeah.
the rubble.
So as you you sort of power slide in there, it just catches you on like the back of between your shoulder blades or something, and you just sort of slam
Oh,
down.
that classic Star Trek injury. Well, you have to put both your hands up.
Yeah, both hands up and then
Right
into the
before
dirt.
falling.
Yeah.
And then you Resh. 2 successes again. And you take 4 stress from that shot. And then we're back around to the start of the initiative. Start of the
Shoot
action order.
Pendek.
He's down in rubble.
What happens when I hit 10s? So I was on 7,
Mhm.
right? And I took, how much was it? 5 more. So I actually went 2 above my stress track.
You
I don't-
explode.
I believe you take some kind of injury here.
Okay.
Where it's always good to have a character who has medical talents.
A reliable one.
Reliable talent. Reliable.
Put your crayons down and get over here.
Did have a hologram, but I think
Ah,
we
yeah.
traded it
You
in.
deleted
Can I
him.
have that set up?
No, we
like
didn't.
A
We've
wristband
still
got the
or something,
hologram.
like-
We're discussing
We-
deleting him.
We still have the ability to delete the hologram.
Don't delete the EMH.
Oh, you just got called barbecue pulled pork.
Wow. That's,
Oh,
my word. Yes, that is
Harsh.
too soon. That is definitely too soon.
Very too soon.
In the same session, probably too soon.
Wait till
Um,
I'm dead before you put the apple in my mouth.
Is that a funeral tradition among your people?
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Let's say yes.
Oh, terrible. Terrible.
Right, if it's our go,
It is. I was just seeing if Tosh is completely dead, but yes, it is. It is your go. So, you can choose who goes first, and it would be 2 momentum immediately spent to retain the initiative.
I choose me to
Mhm.
go first.
Do you know?
Oh, I can't go.
And Grelek's running. And Pendek's be going, oh, ooh, and I'm going to go for like a shoot the ever loving crap out of All of them. Just
Wide
wide
band
beam,
phaser.
daka.
Try and hit something.
Sure.
Less stormtrooper, more.
Does
Headshot.
the type 3, what are the qualities of the type 3?
Charge, accurate.
Is it like a sniper rifle?
I was going to
Mm.
say, does it have enhanced accuracy?
That will
There's some
reduce the
shotgun.
qualities.
Is it the first contact one or the weird Voyager one? Because the first contact guns looked cool, and the Voyager ones had a weird prongy thing going on, which was a bit odd.
You're on a Intrepid, so it's obviously the
Prongy
weird
one.
Voyager one.
Oh dear.
Never mind.
I'm not happy about it either.
They're oddly shaped.
Damage effects. Accurate. This weapon is especially precise. Additional sights allow the user to use the weapon more accuracy. If the character performs the aim minor action before making an attack with this weapon, any number of d20s may be rolled instead of the normal benefits of aiming. Until in my regular games, we don't actually aim that much because
So if I aim, I could just roll like 100 d20s.
I think if you aim off the top of my head, you can re-roll one of your d20s. So your minor action would be to stand still and aim.
So I'm actually better off aiming and firing rather than cutting loose and bringing the daka.
If you take a precise shot, so then you could re-roll any of your pool, and if you wanted, you could obviously spend momentum to get you a third dice to go with it.
All righty then. Well, let's do that. So I guess that's
Haven't you
control
got any
and
security talents that give you extra stuff when you're shooting people?
I've got collaboration security. I make you better at shooting by being here.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
I'll remember that when I'm conscious.
When I wake up, that'll be useful.
Right, so I'm guessing it's control and security
Yep.
again then, rather than daring. The numbers are the same, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm using a focus. Number of dice in pool. Complication range 1 is default.
Yep.
Oh, for the love of all that is good and sweet and holy.
You can
But
re-roll one of
But
them.
I can re-roll them.
because it's accurate, you can re-roll them all. And were you going to spend a momentum to get an extra dice in that pool?
Well, I am now.
Okay.
Good Lord.
There
Yes,
we go.
that's on Disruptor Rifle.
Yeah.
Because how very dare they?
So you got your 2 successes, which means you can roll your challenge dice, see how much we mess her up.
How do we do that?
So on the other side, on the opposite side to where we've just performed a task, we're going to perform a challenge, and the number of challenge dice is equal to the little, what's it called? The little Star Trek symbol. Oh, words is great today, folks.
So is that like the 9 dice from
Yeah,
the
you're
phaser type 3?
You're going to roll 9 dice,
I'm
yeah.
going to roll 9 dice.
6, 7, 8. Is it what are the qualities of the
It's
Charge.
accurate and charge.
charge? Let's have a quick check on charge. Because I think that just means you don't deplete it. Phasers. Oh, there's some pictures of the phasers. Type 3, accurate charge, opportunity 1, escalation 2. Yeah, so all right, so we're going to do 6 more damage to her. All right, so she staggers back to the floor. We see like the rifle fly up a little bit as she sort of drops
Right,
it and
so
falls down.
that's got escalation on it. It's got escalation 2. What can I do with that? Anything?
Find out.
I'm not familiar with escalation. I have read the rules, but it was a while back.
Yeah, charge, weapon is charged. Permanently. Yeah, no. Okay, so here is your charge. If you, instead of aiming, you perform the prepare minor action before this weapon, you may add one of the following damage types to the attack. area, intense, piercing 2, or vicious.
Okay, but I did aim, so
You
I
did
can't
aim,
do that.
because if we didn't aim, we wouldn't have hit. And then what were we checking up on the other one? What was the other thing we wanted to check then? Opportunity.
Escalation.
Escalation.
That's good to know. So you can do area, like
Hmm.
a wide beam. That's cool.
Swear it's in a little sidebar around chapter
What
8.
doesn't help is that there isn't an index in this book either, really. Is there?
There's a little one at the back, but I'm using the PDF, so it's not helpful to be at the back. But that's just me using the PDF. If anyone in chat knows, let me know. We'll keep searching until what have we got? We've got like 3 momentum bonuses going on here from chat. Thank you very much. Got there. I'll look up escalation soon, but I don't know whether that's just to take an extra shot. It cost you escalation 2 would be take an extra pot shot. Sure, there's penalties for it, but I could also be getting the wrong RPG.
Something to check later.
Yeah.
Did you
Page
take down the Romulan?
184. We did take down a Romulan. 184.
Okay, cool. Someone argue with Tosh till he feels better.
Oh, so, what happened?
I'm just going to be like lying on the floor, grumbling.
So we didn't.
Feed you dilithium crystals or something.
Do we want to spend 2 of our momentum to keep the initiative? Give it to Gralek, Pendek, or Tosh? Maybe not Tosh. No, we're going to get to them last because they're injured, perhaps. Or do we want to let the 3 minor Romulans get involved?
Do you want me to shoot them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the only
Yeah.
person that's had a go in this round,
think we should let
so
Pendek
Yeah, so we're
have
still
a-
at the beginning. So we want to
we could
spend.
let Pendek get stuck in.
Okay,
Alright.
I'll
Shoot
shoot
those
them.
Romulans.
We're going to spend 2 of them to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
Do you
retain
want
the
to spend
initiative.
another point of
I'll
momentum to
spend
get
another
the
point to
die?
get an extra dice,
All right.
You can
and then
aim.
I'll use my minor action to get area
So does yours have
charge.
charge? Cool.
Minus charge.
Excellent.
I've just lost all the people. Yay, everyone's back.
Oh, phew. Did we
So
disappear?
yeah. So
no.
can I use determination in this for anything?
Do you have a point of determination left? Yeah.
I have 1 point of determination. Yeah.
We. Oh, here we go. Spending momentum. All right, so the escalation cost, Ben, is threat. So opportunity you pay in momentum, escalation you pay in threat.
Right. So
There we go. That's the difference between them. And what
Okay.
did we want to check? We wanted to check spending determination.
yeah,
Gives you a 1, doesn't it?
because so I've
think-
got Spirit of Discovery, which allows me to spend so I can spend 1 determination to add 3 points to momentum.
So your other options here are perfect opportunity,
Yeah.
which will give you a D20 set to 1, which is 2 successes. Or you could wait till after you've rolled and use it as a moment of inspiration, in which case you can re-roll all your dice. Surge of activity, may immediately perform another task as soon as one has been resolved. Or you can make it so the character immediately creates an advantage that applies to the current scene. So those are your 3 choices.
So
Make it so. Those are your 4 choices. Did I say that? 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are your 4 choices for your determination spend if you want to use it now.
Okay, so I'll do the perform another task. So I'm assuming I can shoot it again.
Yeah, you could do 2 pew pews.
I'll do 2 pew pews, and I'm assuming as I've done a minor action to make it an area, that would still apply for the second pew pew pew.
No, because you'd have to prepare for your next one as well. Your minor
For the
action
next one.
prepare. And you only unfortunately
Okay.
get one action.
Cool.
So you could do a big one, pshoof, and then pick off the last dude that's theoretically standing. The difficulty
Okay.
2.
Difficulty 2. Using determination.
So you're not using determination on this roll,
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So
You
I'll
are
do.
getting an additional die, aren't you?
but you
Yeah.
do have a third dice, yeah.
So number of dice in pool is 3.
Mhm.
Complication range 1. All right.
Yeah, complication range
Yeah,
is fine.
right,
It's
okay,
the same.
fine.
I'm not spending my... 3 successes. Area. The attack automatically affects a character or damageable object within reach of the initial target, and then 1 additional target within close range of the initial target for each effect rolled. Gosh, that was a mouthful. 1
So
or
I
more.
have to roll. So I have to do my 8 challenge dice
Yeah,
and see how many effects I get.
so it's 2 successes to hit. So
Yeah.
you can take that third success. You can either have momentum or you can have an extra challenge dice. It's up to you on that one.
So I'll go with momentum because that allows me to have an extra dice on my second shot.
Cool.
So
So yeah, you're
full
going to roll 8
challenge,
dice.
8 dice.
Do it, man. Do it. Oh.
I've got an effect, so I get to do it on both of the 2 of them. That was bad, that wasn't it?
Any character
Well, it's
within
good
the
if it's
reach of the
you've got
initial
4 on
target,
2 of them.
and then 1 additional target within close range. The initial for each effect roll. Right, just let me slowly read this again. So the attack automatically affects any character or damageable object within reach of the initial target. So if these 3 Romulans, because we haven't moved, they've just stood there and
Stood there.
done pew pews at you.
Yeah.
It automatically affects any character or damageable object within reach of the initial target, and then 1 additional target within close range of the initial target for the effect rolled.
Right, so I'll hit
You
all
can
3
shoot
of
the
them.
Assessor alien as well.
So
if
you could
want.
you could get Tredic, who's cowering behind some rocks.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll hit all 3 of them, and then I'll hit the girl, the leader.
She's down.
Oh, she's down. Okay.
She's on the floor,
Oh, well, I won't
unmoving.
hit her. I won't hit her then. I'll just hit the
I mean,
3
you
guys.
can, but it's not very Doctory Starfleet.
No, it's not very. So I do. Do I roll 8 dice against each of them?
No, so
Hang on,
you do
You're
your.
saying to Pendek it's not very Doctory Starfleet. Do you realise which character you're talking to?
I am aware.
So I get the 4 successes against each target,
Each of
or do
them,
I
yeah.
roll each?
Each
So
of
I
them
don't
take
roll
that.
separately.
No,
That's
you
cool.
just do one
Okay.
big pew.
Pete, can you reprogram the EM8 so that when it activates, it says, please state the nature of the Pendek emergency?
And then you want to spend your determination to immediately pew again.
Can I spend my determination to re-roll those 8 dice?
You could if you want and do different
'Cause
challenge.
That's pretty bad, isn't it?
You have got quite a few blanks there, yeah.
Yeah, it's only 4 successes. So rather than shooting a second time, I think I'm just going to re-roll that.
We just reran. The director, Jonathan Frakes, comes out of Vasquez Rock and goes, cut. Can we just... You didn't fall down hard enough, folks.
Yeah.
Reset the scene. That's what happens there.
Shake
Okay.
left, then right,
Yeah.
then left again.
Yeah, let's go
That's
with
a
that.
bit more
Oof,
like it.
that is more like it.
So they all take 8
They all
damage.
take 8 damage. So one of them falls over, does as he's told, like by Frakes, falls
Yeah.
onto the floor. The other 2 now look a bit ragged. There's green blood and stuff on them.
Can I stand up while I'm doing this?
Yeah, sort of movements like that aren't included in your actions. Like,
So I'm standing up and
Unfurl your cloak.
yeah.
all right, and is that I guess that's just inciting them to shoot you back, really, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
So one of them, they get their go. So this dude, he realizes like they're getting their backsides kicked, and oh look, it is Starfleet. Darn it. He's going to start moving towards the alien dude. He's going to head over that way. As he scoots that way, he's going to shoot at Pendek. He's going to do a pew-pews at Pendek. Where is my... Oh, I've closed my character sheet again. Come here, Ensign Torin. Oh, and security. Nope. He's going to do difficulty 2. Should I buy another dice?
Go for it,
No.
You're going to miss anyway.
I'm going to miss anyway. I am! Darn it! Called it! You.
Told you should have used another dice.
Should have, you're right. Gosh, that was funny. That was fluky.
With difficulty 2, it wouldn't have mattered.
That's them. He runs, tries to shoot at you, stumbles on a bit of rock. Grelek, from over in the doorway, you can see Tosh in the dirt, Pendek doing all sorts of commando stuff, Resh shooting everybody, as is her way. What do you want to do?
Everything appears to be under control. Can I still hear the assessor in my head?
He doesn't seem to have said anything since the phasers started flying.
Okay, I'll just put my fingers on my goes. I am entering the building. I will make my way down to you, and I will enter the building.
Okay, so you head into the building, and see as you head into this tunnel, you can see up ahead there is like a blue shimmering light as you sort of, it's refracted around like the corner of the corridor, and you begin moving along. You can hear like pews and phasers and Romulan and humans shouting going on, probably taunting from Pendek, from his frontier colony roughneck world, as you head out of sight. Sorry, the glasses got the eyebrows for a second there.
It happens.
And as you head a bit further, down the corridor, you see like coming up from the floor, and where in the other parts of the town, or the parts of the derelict planet, they've just been grooves in the stonework. These now seem to beginning to glow with like a blue energy coursing through them. Feels very similar to that of what happened on Seku 4.
Okay. I'm got my tricorder out. I'm scanning and recording everything.
All right, you want to make some sort of science roll?
Yeah, science.
Science.
I'd like to make a science roll for the scanning, but if I can also make sure that I'm transferring my data back to Tosh at the very least.
Okay, you're going to transfer it back to Tosh's tricorder, yeah?
Yeah, just so that we have a kind of a continuous data gathering, depending on who's doing it. So it's insight and science is usually the sensory thing. I got one. Okay.
So there's two things that jump out to you. There are a lot of tetrion particles in the rockwork and the area, especially where this blue energy is going through. And you receive data that is very, very similar to the subspace anomalies we discovered back when we were having those Orion pirates.
Oh, the blooms.
The blooms. Very similar to the blooms.
I do love a good tetrion particle.
Tetrion particles, yeah. Posh. Oh, no, wait. I get to shoot at Simons once more. Because that was Grelek. This is them.
Really
I
gonna
mean, you
miss.
can still shoot at me if you want.
We could shoot at
Ah.
Rash.
Shoot Pendek, you'll only miss.
Yeah, I think we're going to shoot at Pendek because obviously Pendek is the captain by Romulan understanding.
He's clearly the one with all the bloody luck.
That's the one making all the
Ooh,
noise.
2 successes.
Oh.
5.
Don't kill the medic.
It's all right, we've got the EMH, we'll be fine.
8.
Doink.
8 damage.
8 what?
Please state the nature of
Eight
the dangerous
stress.
emergency.
8 stress. So my stress track goes up to 15. So 8,
You a
that's
healthy
okay.
boy.
That's okay.
That is impressive because so does mine.
You're a healthy boy.
What, your fitness 10 and security 5?
6.
Can't have security 5
Oh.
because you're
11
untapped
security 4.
potential.
I'm fitness 11.
Yeah.
Oh.
From a farm, from an agri planet.
Ah.
Big strapping
they-
Pendek.
They grow big on those agri planets.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this chap,
How did you get 8? I thought you only got 4 successes.
he got 4 successes, but his weapons, because they are Romulan, also have the vicious quality. So for every effect roll, does an extra point of stress
Ah, wicked, nice.
because they're vicious. They're not friendly like Starfleet.
Yeah.
I'm
They are
nicking one of their
friendly
guns.
weapons.
We're gonna nick them and hide them on deck. Yeah.
We've
So
got to examine them, haven't we? To
Yeah, of
unravel
course.
their secrets.
Yes.
so let's just double check. Where are we?
On my turn, I dribble some blood down my mouth,
Yeah.
down my jaw,
Oh,
into my
dear.
Tellarite beard.
Oh.
Ah.
Nation. Combat. Let's just have a quick scan through combat. I just want to make sure we don't have to do the does Tosh die roll. I don't
Yeah,
think.
apparently there's an avoiding injury thing you can do.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds useful. Why are you not doing that?
I think I've passed that stage, haven't I?
Yeah. I mean- All right, let's just make sure.
178, avoiding an injury.
Damage rate, which number die? Go 174.
Do not provoke hostilities
Mm.
with Romulans.
Yeah.
Oh, this,
Gonna be horribly dead.
You're not going to be dead.
I know it's Star Trek, but
We can rebuild you,
maybe I'm this season's Tasha Yar.
maybe.
Maybe you're the new holiday.
Yeah, what you don't know is I reprogrammed the EMH to look like Tosh.
All right. So instead of being down and out, you can spend momentum or threat to avoid an injury. You're still at this level of like stress, but you get to do stuff.
How much momentum do I have to spend?
It is 2.
Or how much
2. Yeah, it's 2.
threat?
2 threat. 2 of each.
I could spend a point of determination to dump 3 momentum into the pool, couldn't I?
Yes, you could do that.
I could use my Tellarite stubbornness
Ah.
and like,
Yeah, so there are 2 immediate ways that injuries can be dealt with to avoid or lessen their impact. A character may spend a point of determination to ignore the injury. Unlike others, this doesn't require that you have a value appropriate to the situation. However, medicine tasks made to heal you later will be upped by +1.
we've got the best medic in the Starfleet on our team.
Yeah.
So I might just use some determination, and I go down behind the rubble. You'll think I'm out, and then you see me like stubborn Tellarite.
Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll spend a point of determination, so I'm not injured and down.
Sure.
I'm still on 10 stress.
Yeah, you still have an injury, and we'll have to deal with that
Sure.
later.
Sharadol's just called you Tosha Yar.
Yeah, we go.
So I'll pull myself up onto my up against the rock, and on my communicator say, Grellic, what's going on inside that building? This better be worth it. This uniform is ruined.
It's very similar science to the previous planet we were exploring. I believe I have found more samples of the blooms that we have encountered as well. I could do with your assistance. What is keeping you?
Pendek, get Tosh inside and see to his injuries.
80-degree disruptor burns. 80% disruptor burns. I'm coming. And I'll try and move towards the doorway.
I recommend you stay out of the way of those.
All right. So, yeah, let's make a fitness security task. See if we can catch up with Grellic. Because remember, they're like a move ahead of us. But we gave that option.
My forte.
Oh yeah, fitness security. You're gonna run after them. Difficulty 2.
Okay. If I don't do this, am I out in the open?
No, you'll be in like the doorway kind of thing, rather than halfway down the corridor like Grellic. You'll definitely just make it.
Okay. Here we go. Let's give it a go. No, I don't know any focuses. 1 success. Damn it.
All right, so you just get there. Like maybe there's a bit of pew pews from the other folks as you dash that way, and you just get there into the doorway, looking back to see the other folks. They're down. They've had a go. So this is my last Romulan who's going to shoot at Resh.
Now, you had one run away.
No, they moved apart.
One run away.
One
He didn't
moved
run away, he
over.
ran for cover.
You ran towards Assessor Tredic.
Yeah.
One stood there. 2 were on the floor. Yeah?
I thought there was the girly and 4, not 4 in total.
There's 4
No.
total. 4 total.
Plus the assessor.
Plus the alien.
Yeah.
Or the alien. Rather than the
The
familiar
more
alien.
alien than the other aliens.
Yes. The unknown alien. Rather
Such
than
as us.
everybody except Pendek, who is the human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
assuming the human is the default state.
It's
for the
galaxy.
also
galaxy.
an alien. Yeah.
So the one that ran away.
You're all aliens. I'm a
one that-
Tellarite.
the
No,
one
I think you'll
the
find
one
that
ran
you're
for
all
cover,
aliens.
yeah.
Wasn't that their go, running for cover?
So they did a minor action. They have not in cover. They've just like you've moved. There's a minor action. They've moved over towards the other dude.
Yeah.
And then shot. And then this other one is still sort of stood there going, "What? I thought we killed the Tellarite. Oh god." Kind of thing. Yeah.
Butler.
And they're
Clearly
gonna
your weapons are faulty.
Yeah, they're gonna
I'll
shoot.
shout. So
Oh yeah, that's what you're shouting. You should get better engineers. They're gonna shoot at Resh.
Come on.
Because that I might have a better chance to do it that. So
Come on.
difficulty 2. No.
Oh.
So clearly these Romulans are not as good without their boss. So we're back to the beginning. That's everybody's go, isn't it? Resh? Yeah. So we're back to the beginning, which means it's with you. Who's going first? What's the plan?
Pointing at Resh.
Are you pointing at me? Okay. Right. Aim, fire.
Okay.
You're not going to try some command like drop them or you all die.
No, I'm going to shoot the fucker.
Sure, I should get threat for
Whatever.
aggressive.
No,
Just
they've shot me
don't.
twice in the person.
Yes. Okay.
They started, well, all right.
in the person.
In the person.
In the
That is
Bipedal
my
form.
meat suit.
Shot me in my being.
Oh, for the love of all that is good and right.
I
you
copy
aimed
reality.
though. You aimed though, so you get to
You
re-roll
aimed?
all of them.
Did you remember to aim?
Yes,
did
I remember
remember to
Ben saying
aim.
aim. Yes, I definitely did.
There
There
we go.
We hit them.
Yay.
I am having such bad rolls in this game.
Is this why Resh isn't promoted yet?
Yeah, that's
It's actually a
basically
really
it.
crap security officer.
Oh, I'm a really good security officer. Just piss all luck.
Yeah. So you get to roll all your challenge dice.
All the challenge.
You shoot
dice.
in. I mean, in term like statistically wise, it's exactly the same. But you shooting the one near Assessor Tredic or the one that just tried to shoot you?
There was only one left up.
No, there's 2 left up.
I am going to shoot the one that didn't just shoot
Okay,
me.
so the one that's near Assessor Tredic.
Yes.
Oof!
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oof.
Oh,
When she hits, she hits. A Romulan near Assessor Tredic falls to like where this long sort of alien is kind of semi-crouched, but still, because they're 3 meters tall, is about standing height really of someone like Tosh, because Tellarites are quite short. So he's crouching at
very
Tosh.
tall for a Tellarite. Thank you very much.
Apologies. The assessor is crouched, and the Romulan who ran towards the shot of Pendek then gets a face full of Type 3 and just sort of falls backwards onto the and you see him sort of like scurrying back as if not to make kind of contact. It's the other one's go.
I want to bring the phaser back around at him as I finish my shot, because it's not really an action to speak of.
Yeah, so you just swing it about.
Yeah, just a little bit of a threat there.
Yeah, I think this Romulan is doomed. Like, he can't go back to his ship.
Beam me up, Scotty.
With his... Well, that's a curious thing. Like, they haven't signaled to their
They haven't, have
bird.
they haven't called for reinforcements.
They haven't called for their bird. But he is going to like brandish his disruptor towards you, Resh. Ugh. It does not.
There was a
succeed.
complication. He filled his trousers as well.
Well, if you want to spend some momentum on making something out of that complication, it's entirely up to you folks. However, it's 3 of you to act in a row now.
Well, if we spend a point of momentum, will he drop his weapon and surrender? Can that be our complication?
So Pendek can murder him.
Well, if Pendek murders him, that would be a war crime.
What, like he's...
I don't think Pendek cares.
True.
I
That would go in my report.
Knowing what I know about these Romulans, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he needs to go down fighting is his stance here, just to save you that momentum.
All right.
But if there is something else, maybe like he's not going to shoot next time, we could have his disruptor, like,
yeah, his gun jams.
like fritzes or something. We spend our momentum. Is everybody good
Spend
with
a
that?
point of momentum in his gun jams.
Gun fritzes.
Bzzzt.
So if he survives the next onslaught, he's gonna have to like throw the disruptor at you or something. Run at
Another one
you.
that's lying on the floor.
Run at you and attack
There's
you.
loads of them.
Snatch up the disruptor rifle.
So that was them. We have Grelic, Pendek, and Tosh.
Shall I go next?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go
Do it.
next. So I shall say, I shall look at Resh and say, yes, Captain. And I shall rush off towards Tosh with my medical bag in hand.
Good.
All right, so
He listened.
you're gonna
Phew.
run after them. Make us
Fuck her off.
a fitness security roll for us, please, Pendek. Difficulty 2.
Security. So it's number plus 2. And complication range is still 1. Yeah, fine. Am I going athletics or?
Oh, do you have athletics? Yeah, that'd be a focus.
Yeah.
That'd definitely work because we are running.
Focus.
2 successes.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, no problems. You make it right up to Tosh, who's just in this hexagonal entrance way to this strange stone building, stone pillar-like place. So we dive there. You can see he's got like scorch marks on his uniform. At least one. I'm sure he's got, and then there's one at the back as well. But it's not a through and through.
Shot in the back from running away.
Yeah, no, he wasn't running away. He was taking cover. So you reach him there. I'm not sure you can do any medicine with a minor action.
Nope.
And look at Pendek and go, I'm fine.
I'll say
Really not.
I'll say you're not fine. and as the chief medical officer at this point in time, you are my patient. I am in charge. You will do as I say.
Pendek, as you've shown us, then we should all just disregard any orders or any sense. So, sod off. We're going to carry on following Grelic. Wow.
All right, so we're doing Tosh's go next, and you're gonna like a true grumpy Tellarite march into the.
I'm gonna like
into
drunken stumble because I'm absolutely
Blood all
screwed.
down the wall from your
Yeah,
hand.
I'm just gonna like go sort of against the wall, like,
I
and
know,
I'm
blood would be a
scrabbling
little
for my
bit Babylon
tricorder.
5, wouldn't it?
Sorry?
I don't think they have blood in Star Trek unless it's green.
No. I'm not bleeding everywhere. No.
The
'Cause
disruptors, energy beams.
yeah. No, I'm just like I've got those marks and I'm looking a bit knackered and I'm stumbling and I'm trying to I'm pulling out my tricorder with my other hand so that I can like get my phasers away. I'm not bothered about that anymore.
Yeah, no.
Just kind of stumble down the corridor after Grelic to go and lick a column or something.
Okay, lick some stuff.
Grelic, what's going on in here?
Okay.
Very tasty columns. Hurry up.
So Grelek would be next, but we will reveal some stuff. So let's, like, the camera stays outside of the column before we find out what Grelek has been getting to. Resh, what do you do with this last Romulan who looks like they're putting up a last stand, like a sort of foolish remains?
I'm going to advance on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk down to them and say, give up, Romulan. You can't win this. And I'm going to try a presence and command roll if you think it'll do any good.
Yeah, you can make a presence and command roll. I think this one would be opposed with the Romulan, though.
I am Lieutenant Commander Resh of the Felicity Aston. You will drop your weapon.
Lower your shield and surrender your ship.
Presence. So yeah, this is going to be opposed. They are going to oppose. So what are you doing? What did you say, Ben?
I'm doing presence and command.
Okay. Yeah, they will.
Can I use my interrogation focus, not to actually get information out of them, but to come across more threatening?
I think so. Yeah, I'd buy
I mean,
that.
it kind of depends on whether you feel it's appropriate. I kind of go for the. I mean, I'm putting on my interrogation face and looking at you with the cold, dead eyes of someone that will absolutely end you.
I think if we were dealing with any other race, maybe, but this buys into the Romulan like psyche, doesn't it? This is the Romulan style of stuff. So I will buy that. Yeah.
Listen to me being all Tal Shiar at you, sunshine.
Yeah.
Okay. Only one success.
I'd say. All right. So there's a bit of a standoff. Like this poor Romulan. What is he? What's his rank? Poor Romulan Ulan. Is that right? Ulan? Yeah, Ulan. Stands there. He's got his disruptor kind of fritzing. He's got a very scary Starfleet trill in front of him. And everybody around him is on the floor is groaning or unconscious. But strangely, he doesn't seem to back down as you would expect him. But he probably piddles himself. So I think we get to make a melee as he jumps at you with his knife. No, he's got a dagger. All right. So yeah, he does. So this is going to be an opposed roll. I remember Mello. He's got, what has he got here?
Double fist punch.
No, he's got a dagger. Got a dagger.
Don't worry, Pete. I'm Starfleet. I've been trained in double fist punch.
Yeah, or double Kirk chop. They got to grab you, you see, and then you knock their arms away, and then you chop.
just want to check what you would roll then.
Fitness security, daring
I
security.
think it's daring off the top of my head.
They're the same number.
So the attacker
Sounds
attempts with
nice.
a daring security, and yours is a daring security. If the target wins, you have made a successful attack instead.
Ooh.
So it's almost like a free hit. I will roll first because it is me.
So it's opposed, and whoever wins hits.
Yeah, so it's difficulty 1 for both of us, but whoever gets the most successes is the winner. 8 and 2. Not very good.
That's fine.
I'm going to spend my momentum, my threat, to have an extra dice.
Oh.
Might not have been a wise spend of my threat, but who knows? No, just one success. So I connect.
Okay, I'm going to use the point of momentum that
Okay.
Onamichi's just put in chat to counter your threat.
All right. So you got to spend it, and then you're going to use. Yeah.
And I'm using my hand-to-hand combat focus.
Nice. He's a minor NPC. He doesn't have any focuses. We killed the one who had focuses earlier. All right. So you get an extra success over our little Romulan. What is the weapon you're using? Are you just using your fists, double hand
I'm
punch?
going to chin him.
Gonna chin him.
Pow.
Pow. Unarmed strike
7.
would be your. I believe it's your
It's 6 for me.
Nice, only 6.
fitness plus something off the top of my head. Fortunately, the Foundry character sheets calculate that all. So, would you like to roll those 6 dice?
So it's perform challenge.
Mm-hmm.
6 dice.
Chinned.
Whoa.
Uppercut.
Grelic taught you the Vulcan neck pinch.
Is this
I
some
went to school with Jadzia.
unknown like trill?
Actually, I trained on Andoria.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I grew up
Have
as,
you got
as
one of
an
those blade things?
ambassadorial brat on Andoria, scrapping with Andorian kids. So
Nice.
Wow, Hadouken, indeed. So that does indeed knock him out.
I don't have an Ushantor though, Pete. No.
Just flies back, hits the deck. What does Resh do after that? Like, this kid is on the floor. Do you pick up the disruptor rifle and just follow your crew in? What do you do?
I'm collecting up the disruptor rifles and their communicators and then melting them with a hand phaser.
No. I want one. To
Yeah, I
have
know
a
you
look at
want
in
one,
engineering.
but I don't want them able to contact their ship.
Okay.
And then I'm going to approach the tall alien.
Okay. So while
So go over to those 3 because they're inside.
yeah, while Resh is uppercutting a bit of alternative diplomacy, and then destroying their ability to start a war by telling their boss. Grelek, you walk into this corridor. You can see all the light shimmering. The entire area of the huge hall that you make your way into is bathed in pulses of blue energy, coursing through the conduits, cut into the walls, the pillars, the floor tiles. These veins of power all flow towards a central pentagonal pillar in the center of the hall that is raised up on a pentagonal platform. This is the tallest pillar in the room, and the ceiling above is wreathed in strong pulses of this blue energy, as if the whole roof of the hall were acting as some sort of massive battery. As you glance on your tricorder, you see that it's like way over like the ambient energy or whatever the passive reading gets from here is way over anything that the tricorder can measure. So a bit like that Chernobyl thing where it looks like it's like 1,500 rams or whatever the energy is, but that's as high as the tricorder goes. It's just huge amounts of energy coursing
I think
around.
we may be outside of safety tolerances.
Yeah.
I must be quick and lick the pillar.
There is a shimmering column of blue energies that begin to swirl around and in front of, like on one side of this pentagonal pillar between you and as you enter the room, as if something is trying to take shape.
Is there a control panel like there was on the previous planet?
It doesn't appear to have anything like that, or if there is, whatever you did or whatever was open and activated in that place has not been triggered here.
Okay. So it
It's like a
seems
wall
like
panel, wasn't there?
it's yeah. Is there any panels? Is there anything that's familiar? Otherwise, I guess it's studying the patterns that seem to be attempting to coalesce and seeing if I can either understand that or help.
So you could make some sort of reason. I would go for reason engineering. We could possibly have reason science. To try and examine this area and everything around it.
It's always the science.
This would, however, actually no, because we've encountered this before. I was going to say the adventure, the mission we're in would put this one at roughly a difficulty 3. But we did a lot of this on Seku. We've investigated this sort of technology before, so we will reduce it to difficulty 2 for Grellic.
Ooh.
Had somebody else, had Pendek come here first, it would be much harder for them. Because when you were investigating it, Pendek was off tricking Romulans.
Yeah.
An enemy of the Romulan people. He's a war criminal now. It's pictures of Pendek on Romulan outposts, and Romulan parents point to it and are like,
The Pendek will get you.
the Pendek will get you if you don't eat all your traditional Romulan tea.
Can I use a value of persistence pays off, given this is my second time doing this?
Absolutely. You're going to honour that value.
I'm going to honour that value.
You get your dice at a 1.
So that gives me an automatic success, or
yeah. If you tick the value when we make the roll, it'll automatically calculate that, and then you'll still get to roll the 2 dice as well.
Okay. Whee!
Ooh, there we
3
go.
successes.
3 successes, excellent.
Possibly even 4. I don't know.
So you generate 1 momentum from this. Let me
I'm
just.
not sure it added your
I'm
value.
not sure
on
it
that.
did add your value.
You
on
rolled 3 successes on there.
Yeah.
because you got your crit and your
Let's-
11. So
Let's
keep
make
your
it 4
value.
then.
Oh, it's up
Okay,
to you.
okay.
You can keep your value or you can make it 4.
Let's keep the value.
Keep the value.
I'll use it again. Because
Yeah.
persistence. After all. Assessor, we come in peace.
Okay, so as you're looking around, you're examining the room. You're getting readings on this cloud of energy. This is the energy here is being collected by the pillar and the ceiling battery, and then there's some sort of transmitter array. That's what these lines of energy and everything that you've seen on the way down, it's being dispersed. These are creating some sort of array, a transmitter array. But something about the pillar energy flow appears to be out of alignment. It's perhaps to do with the levels of tetrion particles infused in the area, or perhaps something about the harmonics of the blooms we understand. But yes, would you like to obtain any more information, or are you happy with that?
So, by my understanding of my scanners and my previous interaction with this technology, do I consider the blooms to be a separate phenomenon that are now detrimentally interacting with this one?
You believe that the blooms, like the pillars and this system here is trying to create the blooms, but because of the misalignment, they're not being, like, the whole program isn't running, so to speak. Like it's creating the blooms, it's forcing it to happen, and then the reaction is not sustaining because of the misalignment.
So if it was, I'm probably
If it
going
was
beyond my
aligned,
points
then
now.
the blooms
Then
would be everywhere.
there would be more blooms, which would be bad for us.
More blooms, one singular large bloom.
Surrounding something.
And bloom, double D, double die.
Yeah, and
Maybe
at this
the
point,
Pentagonian homeworld.
yeah, at this point, you can hear Tosh in a corridor behind, being like, "Get off me, Pendak! You know that kind of."
These power signatures are all over the place. What's going on, Grellick?
We are beyond safety protocols, Tosh. I believe I am understanding.
That's
the
what I just said.
science. Your emotions clouded your communication.
I just stick Tosh with some like.
You appear to
drugs.
have holes in you.
Yeah, just like, yeah. Look, is this one of those moments, where like Bones is forever trying to like give Spock medicine as they walk a gym, even
Get off.
Kirk around?
Can I feebly make a fitness and security roll to see if I can stop him from? He's most likely going to do it, and I think it's great if I'm like grumbling and you just lean in and go. And I'm
Do we
like,
want to make like an opposed one then, just to
Yeah,
see how it
sure.
goes? An opposed
Yeah, I'm
fitness.
gonna lose.
But
he
I
would
will
try
let
to be like-
Pendek do like fitness and medicine, because that's
As long as he's not gonna kill me.
no, just to see if they're successful in applying the stimulant and gosh, you have to beat one success, Pendek, with a fitness and medicine.
Okay.
Oh, it's a
Ooh,
draw.
It's a draw. It's a stalemate. So there's this forever slap fight going on. Try and get.
I'm
maybe-
waving my tricorder in your face.
Maybe it's the case of like you get some of the painkillers, but you don't get the stimulants, that kind of stuff, or one or the other. They pick you up but keep you from being in massive amounts of pain from being shot by Romulan disruptors. One or the other. Not quite the full.
Give him Tigonian flu, but then it turns out he has an allergy.
We're not making Tosh iller. That sounds terrifying.
No, let's
Big
not do
flappy
that.
hands.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Swollen tongue.
yeah.
Very rare complication.
Yeah, very rare complication indeed. But yeah, you can see as you get in here, Tosh, all this blue energy. Grelek is like looking around, not in wonder, in purely scientific analysis mode.
Merely attempting to understand.
Yeah.
Intrigued.
Yes.
Is probably the.
No, because that's an emotional response, isn't it?
Suppose, yeah.
Fascinated. Scientifically curious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, calm down.
Calm, chill. Suddenly, Tosh is Cockney.
All right, calm down.
Because we knew before that they were linked to the blooms and things, didn't we?
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
knew
there's
it
a
was
similar frequency we think we discovered last time. Similar.
Is this the same kind of place and structure? That there was and I'll point over to where there was, because before didn't something open on the wall? Something.
Yeah, we managed to
yeah.
open a panel by pushing
I'll
some
say
stuff.
something. Last time over there was a hole in the wall. Remember, I stuck my head in it.
Yes, I remember very well.
And then I'll sit down.
Sit down on one of the steps.
Are you functional?
I'm perfectly fine.
You do not seem.
I've had much worse injuries than this. When I was out on my own in my survey vessel for so many years, you know how many times you get a rogue comet strike your ship and you've got to repair it one-handed, trapped beneath a pylon. You've never been in such difficult circumstances. All your fancy
very
things.
True. I can see through you, though. Maybe we should let the medical professional
I shall hand
assist.
I shall hand him a sweet,
Lollipop.
Like a lollipop.
Such a good
Right.
patient.
and when he
It's a
takes it and
lolly.
looks at me, I'm gonna inject him.
I see
Thinking
you're
that-
doing the child immunization role here. Yes. Do you have stickers in your bag as well? I've been a good Tellarite at the doctor's. All right.
Hopefully the lolly is ground Tuscan flavored. Otherwise, I'm gonna be very annoyed.
Oh, so it's not anything to make that.
It's gonna be something horrible like strawberry or something, isn't it?
Yeah, something human. Ridiculous
And
human.
Really,
flavors.
you think Pender could go for a flavor like that when he has access to replicators?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
this could very well be like marijuana flavored.
Tequila flavored. Yeah.
Oh God,
Or both.
it's an absinthe lolly.
Why not both?
Wow,
It's
that's
just frozen absinthe on a stick.
The tasty heroin core.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Gosh.
don't give him ideas.
No.
You kind of went to the nth degree quite quick there.
Yeah, he did a skip to the end there.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
wow, blood wine flavored lolly. Good shout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah,
would go with that.
Yeah,
We're
okay,
gonna
that's cool.
outrage all
I'm
the
up for that.
Klingons on Narendra Station with this blood wine lollipop. All right,
That would be
so
awesome.
so we finally get Tosh some medical attention. Roll a what is it? A daring and medicine check for us. Jack. Difficulty 2.
Yeah, that's my focus because that's fine. Can I use a minor action to?
Yeah, we're not in combat. What are we
You're
trying
gonna
to
aim.
do? Aim.
Well, essentially, I'm going to prepare online, so
Mhm.
I don't know how that works.
What are you trying to prepare?
I would basically just to make sure it matches his physiology as opposed to anybody else's. I think
You're gonna key your tricorder to Tellarite.
Yeah.
What focuses have you got? Well, you got medical focus.
Emergency. I've got emergency medicine.
Yeah, that applies. Yeah, absolutely is something of an emergency. Your Tellarite staggers around the ruins.
I'm fine.
Ooh, there we go. All right, so Tosh, you're very welcome to recover between scenes anyway. Recover your stress, so you're no longer like down. And any injury we have sustained, because we used our determination to push through it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Any injury we have sustained, whatever we have to do when we end the stream and I go back and read the injury rules to see what happens next time.
Sure.
The difficulty for that will be reduced because Pendek has applied immediate, because in terms of time, it's only been a short walk down a corridor.
Sure.
He's managed
So,
to get.
sorry, do I regain 3 stress or does it all go?
All your stress between seasons, you
Oh.
would regain all your stress.
Okay.
Which would go for everybody else who's a bit wounded and down. And we will lessen the difficulty of what injury we need to recover.
Okay.
So Tosh might have a cane for a week or something. I don't know what they have in the future. He might be able to. We might look at some enhancement. Because we had the robotic arm Klingon, didn't we?
Yep.
Might look at some of that.
Definitely, that's cool.
Mhm.
Replace your head with a laser cannon.
That's what Resh would do. Tosh would replace his feet with warp cores or something. That would be cool.
Shins.
Warp core shins. Yeah.
Yep.
Just hover everywhere.
And suddenly we're playing 40k. But yeah, so they're faffing around. Grelek is analyzing all this just streams of strange but slightly familiar data that keeps coming through on your tricorder, and the engineering tricorder that you've sort of connected to with Tosh is getting a similar set of like calibration data and this kind of stuff. It's almost like between you, the two of you, in between like Pendek's administrations, almost like there is the energy flow is trying to create some sort of subspace transmission. Like there is not just these blooms which are coming through subspace, like there is a transmission or something moving through it.
Oh, this may be another communication hub, at least in part, as we found at Seku. We may be able to learn more of the
Do you really
those
want it
who
to?
have gone before.
Do we really want it to fully function? Shouldn't we?
How else can we explore these strange new worlds?
What if it like sends a subspace signal to the Borg or something?
Have you
We
never
don't know.
wanted to see the inside of a Borg cube, Tosh?
I'm quite all right, thank you. I've seen the
They have fascinating technology, Tosh.
I've seen it on the holodeck.
Very different drive systems, I'm led to believe.
Transwarp coils.
Mm.
Yeah, we can't really use them unfortunately, but Hey ho.
Best thing about transport coils is that you have to punch your way towards them.
Resh wants 4.
How do we shut this down?
I am attempting to communicate. I will attempt to communicate.
Okay, we're going to attempt to make some kind of communication.
Yes.
We could make a daring and engineering, or no, I think this is definitely engineering task.
Oh crap.
To modulate the energy flow so that we can
Help me out. Help me out.
I will assist Tosh.
Yeah, so you can assist. So if Tosh succeeds, because this is difficulty 2, you can roll 1 dice and add your successes to the overall pool.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So
Yes.
daring, engineering, difficulty 2.
Daring, engineering, difficulty 2. Can I use a point of momentum to
Of course you can,
Get
get
an
an
extra
extra
die?
dice.
Okay. You only take an injury if you suffer 5 or more points of stress damage at once, or if you take into 0 stress.
So I need to have 2 injuries.
But for each one, you would sort of technically have had the chance to avoid an injury instead of your other action.
Okay. We'll make some rolls behind the scenes and
That's
we'll,
okay,
we'll
yeah,
get
we'll
him.
sort
We'll
that
get
out.
it right. But also, the
don't
option there
think
for cool robotic Tosh
Oh, no.
is up if you
You
want.
can only avoid injury once per scene.
So I've got like warp field dynamics, transporters and replicators, computers, investigation. Do
I
any
think
of those?
Investigation. We're investigating
Investigation.
alien
true.
Tikal.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3
Weird
dice.
stuff.
Investigation.
Difficulty 2 is what I said, wasn't it? I said that at least 3 times now.
Yeah.
Difficulty 2. Just wondering whether I should use exploring to push the limits. But no, let's just go. I'm very tired.
You're very tired, Tellarite. They're
0
very-
successes.
They're very tired.
That's
Do you have
annoying.
anything that will let you re-roll?
Let me have a look.
How much determination do you have left? Because that will let you re-roll everything.
I've got no
Got
determination.
no determination left.
No, a lot of my stuff is based around control or using the computers or knowing the ship. So unfortunately not. No, I'm
No?
unsuccessful.
Tosh, what is happening?
Uh,
He just kind of slides down the pillar.
Sits down
I'm
a
sort
bit.
of wobbling slightly. Whoever designed these interfaces is clearly an idiot.
Or using a different operating system to one that you are used to.
Well, why would they do such a thing?
What happened to the big alien?
Yeah, so the big alien is outside with Resh.
He's outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on that.
Okay. So
Resh,
as
I'm a
Tosh,
first contact expert, man.
relic to Resh, relic to Resh.
outside, Resh has finished melting bits of Romulan technology, perhaps from a
Murderizing.
distance, chucking them
I'm-
away and pot
Just
shotting
save me
them.
a pistol.
And then I'm going to stand in the middle of all of the
Mark.
Romulans and comm the ship.
Come up to the Aston.
Yeah.
I can't remember who we left on charge, but let's just say Thenon went back, beamed down and immediately turned around and went back up to the ship. Because that's what
That's
what
some
Exos do.
paperwork to resolve or
Quick,
a
I better
shift
be-
rota to
Yeah.
to organise.
I've got a deadline.
Thanks to Felicity Aston, security team to Transporter Bay 1.
Yeah.
Transporter Bay 1, 4 to transport life signs around my current position.
The 4 closest ones.
Is that the
Lieutenant
weak
Commander?
bolt?
That's everyone except the
That's
tall
everybody
guy,
except
isn't
me.
it?
Yeah,
The Romulans.
yeah. 4
Yeah.
Romulan life signs to be.
4 Romulan life signs to transport.
Do we have anybody in our? Do we named an NPC in our transport?
We don't have a named transporter chief. That's Tosh's decision to make, I think.
Oh, blimey.
All right,
Pick
we-
a species.
Baltra.
Beltra. All right. So, Ensign Beltra is like, yes, Lieutenant Commander, energizing, and these 4 Romulans disappear from the floor.
And I shall shoulder, but not holster,
Okay.
or sling the
Yeah,
rifle, just
just
up on
looking
one
cool.
shoulder.
Just looking
Couple
cool.
of horrifying injuries on my torso.
Mhm.
And I shall head towards this gigantic alien chap.
Okay, so Assessor Tredick stands up and with these like weird
Murderer.
long fingers
What have
Um,
you done?
looks down at Resh, because Resh is quite short, isn't she?
Yeah, she's like 5'4", I think.
Yeah, this dude is 3 meters tall when he stood up. Like,
Everybody's short.
yeah, but of the party, I thought Resh and Tosh were like
I think
the.
Resh might actually be the shortest member of the crew.
Mm-hmm. He
I
looks
think there's a
down.
Ferengi somewhere.
I always
Maybe,
assumed
yeah.
Tosh was the dwarf, but no.
No. He looks down at you. Not like he looks down at you. That's not. He's not.
You know, he's all the way up there. I'm all the way down here.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
I
squint at this guy to make sure it's afternoon.
Yeah, it is actually high noon. As the adventure doesn't describe it like that. I just did.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Resh of Starfleet.
You seem very capable in your combat prowess. These they were not agreeable to conversation. They wished to know where the technology and the weapons were. Is this why you have came?
Romulans are a violent people. We tried to persuade them to adopt a different path on a number of occasions. They are reluctant to try it. In Starfleet, we endeavor to solve our problems through diplomacy first.
I remember that.
First. The important word there is first.
Originally, we came here because their ship had destroyed one of our probes in orbit, but we've encountered similar technology to that on this world on another. My science and engineering team are inside at present investigating the machinery.
Ah, yes. I made contact with several others that you came with. You're not like these that were here. You are all different. And not a unified species.
The Federation is a group of allied races and species from across the Alpha and Beta Quadrants of space as we know it.
He tilts his head and kind of considers for a moment. We shouldn't wait here. We should continue and meet up with your cohorts. There is
by all means
things to consider from your arrival. Maybe interesting. Yes, interesting was a good word that you have in your vocabulary. And he just kind of gestures ahead that you should walk onwards.
So I'll start heading back up the slope again.
Yeah, he follows with like he's obviously making an
try
effort.
And walk side by side with him rather than have him behind me because I'm not entirely dopey.
Yeah, so he's making an effort not to outpace you because obviously he's a 3 meter tall alien.
His legs are as long as me.
Yeah,
very long legs.
So he's making an effort to not outpace you. This walk could be done in a few moments for him.
Do you know do you know much about the precursor species who built these places?
The precursors, an interesting term. The Tikal assigned us to watch over while they are gone. It is down to us to assess when the situation is ripe for their return.
I see. And does that have anything to do with the subspace bloom technology that we've encountered in this region of space?
Some sort of disruption has occurred that has disrupted the rest.
So that's not a problem by design. That's a fault.
A fault. We believe there is an increased activity in the area that has disrupted this.
And you wish to reduce the bloom problem?
We have not agreed a final... what does he say? We've not agreed we've not reached an agreement, a consensus in order to decide what to do about this bloom.
Understandable. It can be difficult to hash out these problems over time. Are there many of you?
There are a sufficient amount to guard the locations through the area. All of the Tikali Empire is covered by the assessors.
Of course, I don't need to know full details. That will be at your discretion to share when you feel ready. Part of Starfleet's mission is to encounter alien life, new species, new civilizations in our voyage, and to make peaceful contact with them.
Peaceful, and he like considers the arrival.
Sometimes we're not so lucky on the
blood's still
peaceful
dripping
front.
from your boots.
Yeah.
They arrived. Have they got to where we are yet?
There's a Romulan tooth
yeah,
still
I
wedged in my
guess-
fist.
I guess this is what you can hear
Hey-ho.
as your like Tosh kind of sits down and staggers after he didn't make any successes on that. Peaceful, is that what you is that your word for your entrance? As Resh and Assessor Tredick arrive. So is there like anything Grelek or Pendek wants to do just as they arrive? Is there, you want to, like, I want to give you an opportunity to do something before he does stuff.
No, Grelick was trying to make contact with Resh to bring in the alien.
So as we walk in through the door and I'm going, I'm sure you'll see that our science and engineering team are highly competent. They're both like, on the collar.
I need a broom, says What is Pendek doing aside from administrating?
I shall turn to the alien, and I shall say,
Do not shoot the alien.
Okay.
Do not shoot the alien.
Don't even suggest it.
I should say, I apologize for our first meetings. I have met the Romulans on several occasions, and I was concerned for your well-being, which is why I felt the need to dispose of the Romulans.
He looks at you, says, "Are you you representative of your whole kind?"
Just shaking my head behind.
I think the humans are quite a rash culture, so perhaps representative of humans, but not a federation.
And then Assessor Tredick looks around the four of you. Are you all indicative of your kind in this gestalt of races you have called?
I'm probably a very above average example of a Tellarite, if I'm honest.
I can represent my species proudly.
And how about Resh?
I'm a great disappointment to my parents.
Oh, wow. Tragic backstory time.
No, not a tragic backstory at all.
Came joined. Not always was.
I'm a joined drill.
Yeah.
They probably want me to be like a researcher or something, but Resh has absolutely no interest in that.
All right. I would like, and Assessor Tredick is gonna make a roll as well. I would like everybody to make, would this be, control and command. If you make a control and command roll.
As we resist the mind blitz.
Excellent. Oh, control is surprisingly high. Command is surprisingly low.
I use combat awareness.
There's no combat going on here. He's just stood in front of you.
Mind.
Are there any
flames of
foci
combat.
that would be appropriate for us to use at this juncture?
Can I use my
Trade.
xenopsychiatry?
I
Trade farmer?
suspect the only folks who would have an appropriate discipline focus here might be a Beta Z or a Vulcan.
Hello.
For obvious for player understanding rather than
I've got a success.
okay.
Is it Pomfar?
Pomfar, you got Pomfar success.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Oh my God! Quick, close your eyes.
His Velcro-sided Starfleet onesies.
NPCs.
Complication.
Complication.
I have an
Excellent.
embolism.
Poor Tosh.
Oh no.
Poor Tosh.
Oh.
Let me just find.
I blame Pendek for all of this.
Well, he shot you up with something. You have no idea
In fairness,
what.
that is why we bring Pendek.
It was the lolly.
Well,
Whatever
blame
goes
it.
wrong
Yeah.
on the
No one
mission.
suspects the lollipop. Is that what is going on here?
How is it that we
Always
keep?
suspect the
How is it we keep
lollipop.
filing complaints against Pendek and he's slowly getting promoted up the medical track?
I believe we may be complaining to the wrong people.
Where is he?
Uh,
No, he's
Venom.
there. We are.
I'll show you a little track that points out that as long as we keep blaming Pendek, we're all getting promoted as well because nothing is our fault.
At this rate, I'll be dead before my next promotion.
Okay. Yeah.
Do not worry, Tosh. We will incorporate your remains into the warp core as per your last request.
Bloody well hope so too.
He's using a focus.
Get Pendek to blow that little whistle thing for you.
Ooh-wee.
An ensign for that, don't we?
Oh, okay.
Be an ensign by then.
So Pendek.
All
no,
of us.
Yeah. And then Tosh. Okay. So there is like a buzzing in all of your heads, and it just like inside of your heads, like the worst sort of vibrating headache you've experienced, and it's sort of like what you imagine, you know, when you see that like laser light go across the bridge, and it's like, Captain, we're being scanned, but it inside your brain kind of thing. How did you do, Grelic? You got one success.
I got one
Resh
success.
got one success. Tosh got.
I've shot people for less than this.
Yeah.
You have. You're
As
right.
I'm like, shoot the alien.
There is it doesn't injure you. Grelak, this is akin to almost like somebody, like a one-way mind meld. You know when you do that my mind to your mind, there is a blending, a sharing. There is no sharing here. This is all like take an analysis and frustration. Not frustration. Rude, impolite.
Assessor
Invasive.
Tredek.
Yes, kind
This
of
is
thing.
not acceptable.
This is I think, and Resh, there is a moment where it's like, no,
It's that ritual, isn't it?
yes, this is. I've been searching for this for a brief moment. It's almost like you've studied this. You've tried to spend time to find it, and as you look around, you're like, when did Starfleet update their uniforms? Why am I? This is the wrong host body. What is the? And then it's gone. And Assessor Tredek kind of looks at you all and says, what does he say? Where are we going?
Die.
Die.
You
Die,
have all
fools.
been found wanting.
Yeah.
Choose your. What is it? They say in.
Justify your existence.
Choose the form of your destroyer.
That's it. Choose the form of your destroyer.
And a
Oh,
giant
someone's gonna have to
Pendek
give me
comes
a-
around the corner.
Yeah,
Someone's
bigger
going to have to give
Pendek.
me a boost if I'm going to chin this guy.
We could all climb on each other's shoulders. Doo, 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 doo.
Gonna Muppet Man it. Excellent.
I only shot Romulans. You can't attack a 3-meter alien and say that's the Federation way.
So Tredek, once this like headache, Grelek, like this is incredibly rude. What did you say, Adun? Sorry,
This is not acceptable, Assessor Tredek.
Tredek, the pain subsides almost immediately, and he
Was that telepathic?
he looks at you with an expression that suggests both frustration and perhaps pity, and says, The true way must be maintained. I need to seek consensus on this situation. Now you must leave. And he splays out his fingers in a quick motion. And the energy and the power around the room seems to respond to these, like, I would call them, like Tom Cruise in the...
It's
yeah,
gesture
Minority
commands.
Report.
Yeah, he's essentially doing gesture
doing-
commands.
Mudras.
Yeah. So he does this, and his image shudders briefly. Like he shakes, and in a moment lasting a long, deeply held breath, a blinding blue light fills your vision, and then as it clears, you find yourself on the bridge of the USS Felicity Aston. Thenon looks at you confused. You all feel nauseated, disorientated, and after a brief stagger, gain your sense of balance. Thenon looks at you all as like sensors have indicated a massive planetary shield shimmered into existence around the planet. And he perhaps looks at Pendek. What did you do?
What didn't he do? And then I'm going to pass out.
Medical emergency.
Sorry, Commander, that's my second best first contact.
As in your second first contact. Sliding scale is not very long.
As you sort of stand there for a moment, behind you on the main screen, on the view screen, you can see the planet below with this shimmer, this blue energy shimmer around it. And then in my head, it looks very much like something out of the original series, like, where the huge faces in space appear.
Oh, yes.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Assessor
excellent.
Tredic. And the comm channels are not open, but everybody, and you see maybe Torin, your ensign on the helm, and what was our security?
I have to go back over my notes now.
I've got him somewhere.
Lieutenant Sakan.
Sakan. They look around as well.
Tiberonian, yeah.
As we hear Tredic's voice within our heads, and unlike before, where he was a bit annoyed with you down on the planet, this is quite conversational. And he says, there is much to prepare. However, this area of space is no longer safe for your kind. It is time for you to leave. And then his image begins to disappear. Do we do anything?
It's not joking, Commander. We need to get out of here.
Which
Ambassador
area?
Tredic, we need navigational details so that it may warn other ships.
So there's this panic around the bridge. Grelek, as you no doubt in Vulcan efficiency have already taken up your science station. You can see the sensors begin to pick up a massive power surge building somewhere deep within the planet. And then a blue light, an energy pulse is coming forward from the planet. You manage.
We can raise shields, red alert.
Yeah, we raise shields, we red alert. Everybody braces as the surge washes over the ship. On the main view screen, you see the space around you somehow fold in on itself like a piece of cosmic origami. And the massive planet disappears from view. And the next...
Checking
What
sensors.
happens to the Romulan ship?
We don't know. Wanna,
Check.
we can
Scanning.
have a... Let's see if we get any words, any information on the Romulan ship before we are folded in space and sent away.
We're getting-
Sensors, science. Get me telemetry on that Romulan ship.
Yeah. There we go, Grelek. I think this is your job.
Calculating. Science.
Science.
Insight.
Advanced sensor suites will, after you've done this, give you a advanced sensor suite. So we'll reduce the difficulty of the task by 1, so it would be difficulty 3. So we'll do difficulty 2.
That's good. And it's and I get my technical expertise because I'm back where I should be.
Yep.
I've got 3 successes anyway. I'll
Yeah.
just take those.
And then the ship can roll sensors and science. I don't think I've given you the ship yet, have I?
Yeah, some of us have. I don't know if all of us have.
Can roll what? Sorry.
Can
Sensors
roll
and science.
sensors and science with 1
Is it
dice.
as a task?
Science and
Yeah,
science.
task with 1 dice for the ship.
I found it. I got another success.
Woo.
Way.
All right.
Bubbada bing.
Bump up to 2 momentum. So, the data you immediately get as Grelek in full science mode, the mass of the Romulan ship is almost folded. It halves, then it halves again, then it halves again, and it
Well, those
halves
things
again.
are powered by a black hole as well.
Yeah. It keeps halving for the sensor log. Is there anything else you'd like to ask with perhaps obtaining information? As
So the shield, the planet is disappeared. Just so I'm clear.
We disappeared, or has the planet disappeared?
Planet's
Yeah.
disappeared. Shielded.
So is that your
space
question?
fold.
Have-
Planet gone.
Yeah.
Have we
has the planet-
disappeared, or has the planet disappeared? Is that our
Yeah.
question?
What have we moved, or what has moved?
You have moved. Like you, the immediate kind of thing is it's not quite trans warp. In fact, it's more akin to some sort of spatial folding or transportation rather than like cloaking or anything else. There's immediately what Grelek thinks is they kind of go beep 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 beep. And the Romulan ships, like a mass, is halving upon itself repeatedly.
That's clever.
That thing's going to explode. It's powered by a black hole. Can't get us out of here.
I don't think it's really folding. I think it's what we can see, not what's
Facial
actually happening.
anomaly.
As this happens, is there anything else you wanna ask with the moments of information Grelek can pull from the sensors?
Do we pick up any subspace transmissions coming from the planet as we go?
No, none at all. Planet
Okay.
is shielded and silent, which seems to stop both ways. Nothing's coming in and
Okay.
nothing's coming out.
I was just wondering if they started doing their. You
Yeah.
got to come back and kill everyone.
You
And
gotta come
how
back.
far away are we now? How far did we get
Yeah, where do we end up?
transported?
So as Grelek kind of raises an eyebrow calmly, because he's a Vulcan. That's what
Everything's
happens.
calm.
But it goes
Um,
quite high, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it's
quite
quite an
high.
extreme eyebrow though.
Torin looks round at everybody, at Thenon, and goes, "Captain, Narendra Station is hailing us." And obviously Thenon is like
Beep, 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 on screen.
on screen, and there is Narendra Station in front of you. And Thenon perhaps is like, "What magnification is that?" And
1-to-ones.
yes, 1-to-1. We've just appeared, apparently.
Outside the window.
Yeah.
How many light years is that, Ensign?
Let's see.
That is highly improbable.
Some 2 million kilometers traveled in less than 3 seconds.
This is on a scale of Iconian technology.
I will just package up all sensor packages and telemetry and shunt it down to Tosh. Tosh, you may wish to look at this.
She's unconscious.
Thank you. I'm like slumped. I'm slumped in a chair, like
It will wake him up.
looking at the screen.
Yeah. So the scene, I think, there fades, and Admiral Herbert, April Herbert, who is in charge of Narendra Station, perhaps calls for Resh and Grelek to come in, because there's probably been a debriefing for those two already. So we reappear in her office with the pair of you kind of sat down.
I will
Thenon's
stand.
Oh, stand, of course, yeah. Thennon's given me their report briefly, but I just wanted you to explain it. No, and she pushes some data pads aside. No Starfleet official reports. Just tell me what happened.
Crash.
Romulans kicked off. Sorry, Admiral. The Romulans initiated aggression. We arrived, their ship was barely staffed. We transported down to the planet. They approached heavily armed, appeared to be involved in some form of argument with an alien entity that you've seen from our reports. What rank is Pendek at the minute?
Head nurse.
Chief Petty Officer, I believe. Same as Miles
Yeah.
O'Brien.
Yeah. Chief Petty Officer Pendek opened fire on a stun setting in an attempt to resolve the conflict. Romulans responded poorly and opened fire with heavy disruptor weapons on our location. Lieutenant, you are just a lieutenant, aren't you, Pete? Lieutenant Tosh was severely injured.
Whatever.
I took a few hits. We exchanged fire. The
I was
Romulans-
awesome.
I was
I
amazing.
rock this shit.
Oh my goodness.
Romulans should be in the brig on board the Felicity Aston if you wish to question them and or return them to their people as a gesture of good faith. We were able to initiate conversation with one Overseer Grelek, an alien.
Assessor.
Assessor Tredick.
Assessor, not Overseer.
Tredick.
Assessor Tredick, not Grelek, that's you.
That's Grelek.
Assessor Tredick, who engaged in some form of psychic attack.
It
Or
was
psychic-
a psychic scan.
Scan.
Somewhat akin to the ancient Vulcan arts, but much less polite.
Yeah, it was not unlike the ritual of I've forgotten the name of.
Yeah.
Mm.
Of previous hosts.
Yeah, that my people observe as well. And then it activated the technology on the planet,
It
shielded the entire world, and then created some kind of subspace wave that sent us and the Romulans back here. Their ship is significantly less healthy than ours and appears to be halving in nature every few seconds.
It is probably subatomic by now. The assessor did speak of a need for consensus across its kind. It said that there were sufficient to protect all of the precursors' territories.
It also suggested that it preferred us to the Romulans, but that we weren't quite within its chosen remit. It did admit that the subspace blooms are an unexpected side effect of the Pentagonians' technology.
Like that we've called them Pentagonians. So the
Lieutenant Commander Grelek can give you more of the scientific and technical data.
I will, of course, share all of the data with the science.
the
enclave.
red-shirted admiral just nods at that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna read all of that, and immediately hand it to a blue-shirted aide. Is exactly what Herbert's gonna do there. Be like, oh, thanks, yeah, some sort of science, that.
Turn that into 3 bullet points.
We have telemetry and navigational data that has never been seen by a Starfleet vessel before. I'm sure it will be most fascinating. Oh, fine.
Humans.
Fine.
So Admiral Herbert listens intently to everything you're explaining, nods, and that kind of stuff. As she's taking in, and she's like, I've barely informed Starfleet Command of the original situation. You've been gone a little over, and if we assume stuff on the planet took an hour, and it was something like 6 hours to get there, you've barely been gone 7 hours. The
Mupwil is still on the way.
The Mupwil is still on the way, and we'll they'll have to turn around and come back for another 7 hours to get here. We haven't
Get folded.
Yeah, we haven't haven't had time to brief the other ships to come and meet your situation, or investigate further parts of the Expanse. It's clear that the Romulans themselves have been investigating this level of technology. If you've come back so quickly, imagine what they could do with this technology further. We're confident. I'm confident this presents a clear and present danger to the station and a peace between us and the Klingon Empire. Captain Whitmore has spoken with some Klingon intelligence and suggests that they've discovered cloaked warbirds pursuing deeper into the unaligned space outside the neutral zone. And we're running out of time to argue or confirm. So I'm recalling the flotilla. General Kargan and I are putting the station and the entire section on red alert. And she looks at Resh like she's going to regret this next phrase. We're preparing for a council of war.
Schooled into a face of calm.
Yeah. I will expect the Aston to be present and up front in this. And she nods and dismissed. And then she's immediately like, get me Captain so-and-so, get me Admiral what's-his-face, get me this and this, as you both of you kind of leave the Admiral's office.
Melly, has the other mission that we did for them happened? Or
I think it would have, yeah. I think it would have either been just before this mission or maybe slightly earlier. Maybe there was a big...
So she knows there's the possibility of the crystal ship rocking up as well.
Yeah, perhaps it's already... Perhaps when we saw the Ranger station, it was already docked there. Like there's a weird ship on the edge of Narinja. A weird ship, a weird crystal ship. But yeah, she's preparing for war. She dismisses you, and as it is 23:32 ish, she that would be me. Like
fades to black.
It fades to black, and a very somber credits rolls or something. Go on.
Then there's a mid-credits break,
Sure.
and you see Tosh sneaking down a corridor towards main medical, looking out for Pendek.
Mm-hmm.
Goes into medical, lies down on a bio bed and says, "Computer, activate emergency medical hologram."
Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
I've been treated by Pendek.
Everything hurts.
Hello, I am Nurse Anderson.
I have been reprogrammed. Please state the nature of the Pendek emergency. But yeah, that's the end of that one, folks. We're about to go to war.
But we are a science festival. This is illogical.
If anybody wants to know like star dates and where we are, Deep Space Nine season 3 finale, The Adversary, is where this, because there's a mission we're going to run that follows immediately up against this. It's almost like the Shakelton Expanse set piece, if you will.
Not that anyone in the UK will ever be able to watch that again.
Shush! Don't spoil it. I can remember it from scripts, but that's where this one ends, and it gets a bit. It's a way to describe it. This is a roller coaster. Yeah, this is a roller coaster from this bit out. There's some good fun stuff.
Cool.
And it's like I've reading through and going through the Shakelton Expanse mission. It's got options. So if we had picked an Akira class, if our patrons and our Discord had picked an Akira class vessel, there'd be cool stuff for us to do. If we were in a Galaxy class being all diplomatic, there'd still be really cool stuff to do. And if we pick the Intrepid, we're going to do some pretty darn fun stuff with that. Yeah, Resh gets to be on a war council. Tosh gets all kinds of engineering stuff. Grelek, you're going to get all kinds of science, and Pendek. I don't know what Pendek wants, but he's going to get it.
Court-martial.
No, he's not going to get
Gonna
court-martial.
start and end an intergalactic war with the Pentagonians.
Yeah, his own nurse. That's what Pendek wants. But But yeah, thank you very much for playing Star Trek with me tonight and having a fight and meeting some weird people. Live long and
We're in
prosper,
space.
folks. What day are we on? We're on Thursday. Tomorrow, we're playing some masks.
Tomorrow is masks.
Cool. That's
An
the
elite team of superheroes. We'll do a thing.
When you say elite,
What about our players? Are we the elite? Are they the elite team? What superheroes have we got? Just out of curiosity.
Well, we're going to be short one because we're missing the one of the Rust brothers who's a superhero.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we do have Makeshift, who definitely isn't telepathic Robin. Who else have we got? Oh, crikey! Now you're asking me to remember like a week ago.
Okay, no, don't
Jim.
say.
We've got
Like big
Skink,
Yeah.
who's the lizard human monster man with weird senses and super strength, and we've got Scrapyard,
Oh, that's it, yeah.
the junkie kid with super strength, toughness,
Nice.
and
He's like the bully guy, isn't he? He's a bully.
he's an anti-bully.
Anti-bully. Oh, I like that. That's cool. And that's tomorrow, 2100 GMT. And that's Friday. What are we on? Thursday. There is no Delta Green after us this evening.
No.
There is not.
For redacted reasons, there is no Delta Green. We cannot tell you. Otherwise, scary agents of the CIA have to come to your house and switch off your computer.
oh well, we definitely shouldn't tell them then.
Don't tell
Chuck
them.
white phosphorus grenades through your windows.
Oh, in that case, definitely not telling.
Whatever's happening in that
Oh.
campaign, it's not the mission they embarked upon. It's brilliant.
It's great.
Come and join us on the Discord where we can just chat more about Delta Green and Star Trek and all the other things. There's been some wonderful chats recently, and it's absolutely wonderful. And if you want to be part of the folks who designed our ship and chose our captain and all that kind of stuff, come and join our Patreon. And you don't have
Captain.
poor Captain Whitmore. He's just wandering around the Narendra station, going from conference to conference. Just chilling out, letting Thenan go to
Is he
war.
like elderly and close to retirement, and we just kind of like?
No, he's a spy.
I imagine him. He's like,
Totally a spy.
yeah, he's totally a spy.
He's
I
totally
imagine
a
him.
bureaucrat.
spy.
Or
He's-
both.
He's like Jellicoe. You know, he just walks around with like 4 or 5 people with him. Like this is his team of people to solve stuff. And then there's just like, yeah, Thenan, just run the ship. I just need to be officially.
He's got a ship because he needs it to keep hold of that rank because he's not quite an admiral yet.
Or it's just his cover. Like
Yeah, we're basically taxi service.
where was Whitmore? Oh, he was on the Aston when they were out doing that stuff. He definitely wasn't on, you know, where Picard runs the Romulan sort of, and they do it with Beverly and Worf, and they go on the secret mission.
Oh yeah, chain of command.
Chain of command. There we go. Yeah, Whitmore was definitely on the ship with Thenan and Resh. That kind of stuff.
So that's why we've got Pendek to cause as much trouble, and
Yeah.
everyone remembers the Felicity Aston being there,
Yes.
and then he can
Isn't
say,
that ship that's got that maniac doctor on it?
And no,
I think Pendek
I
works
heard
for
he's not
Section
even a
31 or
doctor.
something.
Ah,
I heard he's not even a doctor. Like I heard he was made a doctor, but he did such like frontier science, frontier medicine. They had to bust him back down because Starfleet wouldn't have that kind of thing. I heard
Experimented on Romulans.
on Romulans like children are scared of him. Klingons practice their battle strikes against Pendek dummies. That's what, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for joining us, folks. Before we get even sillier with the legend of Pendek, I hope you're lapping this up, Simon. This is brilliant. But yeah, goodbye, folks. We'll see you soon. And thanks for playing. Bye.